Good morning, everybody. It's Mrs. V here. I'm laughing because my husband is downstairs doing school with Emily Rose, and I can hear him singing away, and it's just hilarious to me. So this is our second day of NTI work, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off like we did yesterday. We're going to do the division game, how many groups, just like yesterday. So you're going to need your cards again, your number cards from 8 to 25. You're going to need a regular dice. And remember, Mrs. V got her dice from her Yahtzee game because I'm at home, so I don't have all of my school stuff. All right, you're going to play with a group of two. So you and a sibling, or you and your parents, whatever works for you. You're going to make this chart that you see on the paper, your number card, your dice roll, your number of groups, your leftovers, your score. So Mrs. V is going to quickly go over how to do that again. And then we're going to move on to our word problems for today. Okay. All right. So I made this on my makeshift whiteboard. Remember, my cards are face down. They are over on this side. So what I'm going to do is today, my first card that I pick is 24. So under number card, I'm going to write the 24 just like this. I'm going to roll my dice. My dice says 6. So now I'm going to draw 24 circles. Just like this, and I'm going to put them into groups of 6 to see how many groups do I get. So I'm going to do one group, it's 4, 2 groups, 3 groups. I get 4 groups. So number of groups, I'm going to put 4, just like this. Leftover is 0. And guess what? Because I don't have any leftovers right here, sorry, I'm going to take my groups and I'm going to double it. So 2 times 4 would be 8. So my score for this round is going to be 8. So it would be the second person's turn now. So that person would pick the next card in the stack. And when I pick my card for my player number 2, I get 14. So I'm going to put that under card number. I'm going to roll my dice. And when I roll my dice, I get a 4. So I'm going to make 14 circles, and I'm going to put them in groups of 4. Okay. And when I do that, sorry, I'm trying to erase without erasing I'm just going to erase it. So I'm going to have 14 circles, just like this. I'm going to put them into groups of 4, which means I'm going to have 3 groups, but I'm going to have 2 left over. And when I fill out my chart, it's going to look like this. And because I have leftovers, my score is 3. It's my number of groups. So that round, player 1 wins because they have the higher score. Okay, so I want you to continue to play that today for your fluency game. If you need to go ahead and stop the video to do that with your parents or a sibling, go ahead and do that now. If you want to do it after we get our word problem done, that is fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm okay with that. All right. So, what we're going to do now is we are going to work on carnival word problems. Sorry, I had to flip back. And we're going to work on those two-step problems today, but they're going to be about carnival questions. All right. Okay. So today we're doing that conquer the problem strategy. Remember, here's our word problem. And remember, a word problem is simply that it is a story with numbers and words. So we want to make sure that we are listening to the the story and not just jumping the gun. Okay, so let's listen to this. Lakeview School is having a carnival. They have 100 tickets to sell for a raffle. They sold 28 tickets the first week and 37 tickets the second week. How many tickets do they have left to sell? Let's reread that. Lakeview School is having a carnival. They have 100 tickets to sell for a raffle. They sold 28 tickets the first week and 37 tickets the second week. How many tickets do they have left to sell? What's our question that we're trying to answer? Right, how many tickets are left to sell, right? So go ahead and underline that problem. That question, sorry, underline that question. Okay. All right. Then you're going to go ahead and go and circle the numbers that we're using. So I'm going to circle the 100, I'm going to circle the 28, and I'm going to circle the 37. Now, there are things that I know, okay, that those key words are my situation. So if they want to know how many do I have left to sell, I know that means that we sold some and we have some that we need to sell. And if I'm selling something, I'm giving it away. If I'm giving something away, then I'm subtracting. So one of my steps is going to be to subtract. So I'm going to box the word sell and left because those two words tell me that my situation is that I'm subtracting. So one step is going to be subtracting. Now there's a hidden question there, okay? Before I can figure out what I have left, I need to figure out what I had, right? I had to figure out the total amount that I already sold. If I don't know the total that I already sold, then I can't figure out how many I have left to sell. So, if I'm looking for a total amount sold, that total amount means I'm adding because total means to add. So, for step 1, I'm going to be adding. For step 2, I'm going to be subtracting. So that's what I write on my whiteboard. Okay. So the first week they sold 28 tickets. And the second week they sold 37 tickets. So I need to know how many tickets they sold. Right? Okay, so that means I'm going to do 28 for the first week plus 37 for the second week. And I'm going to add those two numbers together to get my total. All right? 8 plus 7 is 15. So I need to go ahead and put the 5 in the ones place and regroup my 10. 20 plus 30 is 50 plus one more is 60. Okay. And remember, you can use your addition strategies to help you. You can look at that 8 and that 7 in the ones place. If you don't know what that is, that's a double plus 1. I can do 7 plus 7 is 15 plus 14. 7 plus 7 is 14 plus 1 more is 15. Put my 5 in the ones place, and my 10, I regroup it to the tens place. 20 plus 30 is 50, plus one more is 60. So we still want to be using those mental math strategies and not going back to our fingers. So we know that step one, they sold 65 tickets. Step two, they want to know how many tickets do they have left to sell. Okay. When we're doing our subtraction problem, we want to remember we start with our whole, right? So the second sentence says they have 100 tickets to sell. That 100 is our whole. So we need to start with that 100 and we need to subtract that 65, because that 65 is what they already sold. And we're looking for how many they have left to sell. Okay. So you have to remember, when you're doing it like this, you have to regroup, right? So I can't take 5 from 0. I can't take 60 from 0. So I'm going to go to the hundreds place. My 100 becomes 0. I'm bringing 10 tens back to my tens place. So I have 10 minus 6. I can't stop there because I still need to add to my ones place. I need to take a 10 away. That becomes 9 tens, and I'm bringing 10 ones back. Now, I have enough in every column. I can go ahead and subtract. Let's start in the ones place. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 6, or 90 minus 60 is 30. And I don't have any in the hundreds place. So how many tickets do I have left to sell? I have 35 tickets left to sell. And this is what your sheet should look like. Okay? All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you your choice of problems today, and you can choose whichever ones you want to do, and I'm okay with that. Okay? You ready? Okay, here's your two choices. Mr. Smith baked 44 bran muffins for the carnival bake sale. Mrs. Sanchez baked 48 banana muffins. They sold 77 of the muffins at the carnival bake sale. How many muffins were left over? Remember, this is a two-step problem. Here's your second problem. Mario blew up 36 red balloons and 32 white balloons. Then 7 of the balloons popped. How many balloons did Mario have left? Remember, you want to reread them and not just read them one time. You are going to pick one problem. You are going to work it out. If you work it out on paper, take a picture of it and send it to me through email. Or you can make a fancy PowerPoint, which would be great. You can also do a Google Doc or a Google Slide or anything like that, and go ahead and turn it into me. That would be wonderful. And I will see you for our next lesson. I hope you guys are getting all of your work done. I hope that you're getting outside to get exercise for PE, and that you're getting really creative with your art skills. If you want to send me any of that stuff so that I can see it, that would be awesome too. I hope you guys are doing well and you're feeling great. We'll see you next time. See you later, guys.